Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Musa Gaming here, and today I'll be doing a Spender's Guide for Rise of Kingdom. And the reason why I'm doing this is, for one, Rise of Kingdoms is a very expensive game. Let's say you are thinking about spending $1,000 in total for Rise of Kingdoms. A lot of people might not have a good idea where that can get you for this particular game. For other games, let's say you spent $1,000 on on a mobile game, whether it's a gacha game or whatever it is that you're actually playing, you might actually end up in a very good spot. But then again, for Rise of Kingdoms, for games like Rise of Kingdoms, for Rise of Kingdom in specific, spending $1,000 total in a game may not get you that far. And so this guide is so that you don't waste a lot of money on some of the unnecessary stuff that you should be buying in the game, for one, and also at the same time, kind of give you a better understanding of what you should aim for if you are thinking about spending on the game. With that said, I have actually tiered up all different kinds of players based on their spend level. The mega whale of people who are actually thinking about spending up to $2,000 or more. So this may sound crazy, but then again, for Rise of Kingdoms, there are some mega whales that are thinking about spending more than $2,000 per month, or they kind of bounce back and forth between mega whale and baby whale level. But then again, there are some people who are thinking about spending more than $2,000 per month, and I'll kind of go over what those people should be spending on based on what I think. And again, this is from a player who's played the game for 1,000 days. There's many people who actually spend way more time in Rise of Kingdoms than myself. So so it's just a guidance for those of you who are not as expertise in those fields. So, but then again, the next tier is a whale, $1,000 to $2,000 per month, which is a lot. I get it, but then again, there are some people who are like that. And baby whale, meaning that those people who are spending about $500 to $1,000 per month, and then dolphin, $100 to $500 per month. So it's just for your reference. I am currently a dolphin who used to bounce back and forth between those two. Just to be really honest with you, I am VIP 18, and I've actually played this account from day one by myself, only by myself. So just to give you a little bit of idea of where I stand for my account. A big fish are people who are actually thinking about spending $100 per month on consistent basis. So people who are willing to spend about $1,000, $1,200 to $1,200 per month ish, per year. So people who are committed, but not really so committed, so that they can actually buy those things, everything that you need in a season of conquest and so forth. So those are the big fish kind of people. Fish, those are the people who actually spend up to $1,000, starting from 500, ranging from $500 to $1,000 total. So people who are not thinking about spending on regular basis, but then again, people who actually spend up to $1,000 is what I would define as fisher. And then small fish is people who are spending from $1 to $500 total. And then free to play is basically free to play. And the reason why I have free to play here, although it's a spender's guide, is because there are some things that you should be going after. And I'll go over that in a bit. So the way this works is that I actually have here basically a screenshot of all the packages that I could think of that are going to provide you a value, like a value that most people would agree, in my opinion, that will last you long enough. I've taken out some of the packages that doesn't really, help you out a lot. For example, there are some packages like resource packages that will just give you straight up resources. Those things might be useful in the very early game players in terms of like the amount of things that you get per dollar. But then again, those are the things that you don't buy consistently. Those are the things that you are not recommended to buy because the value of things that you get is not really worth it. So those things that I have below are the things that I think will give you permanent value not permanent per se, because there's a lot of things that are crystal text and stuff for Season of Conquest, but that has values that will be kind of beneficial for you at the end of the day. So let's actually go ahead and get started. Let's start from free to play. So a lot of free to play. So if you're a free to play player, you can't actually aim for anything that actually helps, like makes you that you can spend money on, because by definition you should be spending $0, right? But I think VIP 10 should be your max goal for free to play players. So VIP 10 is basically when you start to get gold heads for your account. I know that there are some people who actually have reached VIP 12, VIP 14 as a free to play player. But if you're one of those players, you're not actually probably watching this because you played this game for 4 or 5 years as a free to play player. You basically max out your gem uh, by doing barbs every day, chain barbing every day, getting all the gems from the gem pits, and also, providing all the farmings from your farm account. So there are some people that have reached higher VIP level, but this is what I would recommend you aim for as a free to play player first. You should aim to reach VIP 10 for every gem that you actually have until you reach VIP 10, because otherwise you wouldn't be able to have a way for you to level up your legendary commanders, because this is when you actually start to get daily legendary sculpture, one daily sculptures. But then again, that is worth a lot more than anything else that you can ever get as a free to play player, in my opinion. Now, moving on to small fish. I think VIP 12 is a little too much for a free to play player unless you played the game for years and years and years. So I'm just going to go ahead and skip that. But as a small fish, this is when I think you can look into reaching VIP level 12 if you're spending from $1 to $500. I think one of the best investment that you can potentially have is Minamoto. Fully expertise Minamoto will cost you about 285. I think it is a lot. I get it, but then again, I think for a free small spender, Minamoto having a fully expertise legendary commander to start your game off with is, I think, is very worth it. It will cost you way more for you to actually get somewhere else as well. Somewhere else that you can actually get a legendary, fully expertise legendary commander. So I would recommend that you start on spending. You start by spending on Minamoto, and spend rest of your gems until you actually get to VIP 12. If you can be very persistent with the game, you can aim for VIP 14, but I think that's very tough for anyone to ask. And also, I would say that you should spend remaining of your spending on your growth funds. So growth funds are basically some of the very high value gem purchase bundle that will be provided to you, that will be providing you a massive amount of gems for reaching certain city hall level. I think you get like 40,000 gems for reaching the level 25, city hall level 25, and I think the value of this is tremendous. So those two are very valuable for anyone who's looking to only spend up to $500 and then convert to free to play thereafter. These are the ones that I do recommend. Now, fish. People who are about to spend up to $500, up to $1,000, starting from $500. For those people, I would actually recommend that you purchase 30-day gem supply on top of those. I get it that like that 30-day gem, which is like a $10 per month thing, you may not want to spend on it because of the fact that you always have to resubscribe for it every month. But then again, like if you're spending $500 more in addition to the small fish person, you can actually have this running for 50 months. That is a long time. That is more than 4 years, and 2 months. And I think this is worth it. This is where spending on 30-day gem supply is does become valuable for a lot of people. And anything else, uh, I don't think you can afford this $5 Crystal Mine bundle. So every season of Conquest that you actually enter, you get to purchase actually one of those things that will give you very high crystal per $5, 60,000 crystals for $5 for every single day that you're in the KVK. I think this lasts for like 2 months. Uh, uh, well, actually, you know what? I think this is probably the maximum that you can afford as a fish. You get into first couple KVK. You spend $10 per month, and then $5 per every other month, every 3 months ish. So I think this is pretty much the maximum that you can afford as a fish player. And those of you who don't really have a potential ongoing running monthly payments that you can actually afford for Rise of Kingdoms. You might be able to afford it in real life, but then again, for a mobile game, you just don't want to spend that kind of money for those. And along with that, I think this is probably the level that you can start considering VIP 14 with those gem supply that you actually get. Just try to reach VIP 14 because this one you actually start to get VIP the 3 gold heads per daily, and then this is when you can actually start to maximize your growth level, in my opinion. Where let's say a new commander comes out, you can actually save up a lot of gold heads by collecting 3 per daily basis, which is the maximum amount that you can actually get per day, and then try to aim to expertise a couple of commanders that you're actually playing as you play through the game. Again, for people who have for fish users who actually fish tier users who can spend $500 to $1,000 total and Rise of Kingdoms, this is what I do recommend. Now, moving on to big fish, those are the people who can actually have a monthly kind of allowance for Rise of Kingdoms. You can not only spend with a certain amount, but then again, let's say you play for a year, you can spend up to $1,000 per year, and then let's say you go into second year, you can spend another $1,000 per year. So those people, I would say I will add some of the high value bundles like the Commander Sculpture bundle. This is a daily bundle that you can buy for $5, and you can get anywhere from like 0 Commander Sculpture to I think the most that I've gotten was like 10 Commander Sculpture. So those become very valuable for a lot of you. I don't think you can reach VIP 17 with monthly spend of $100 unless you really, really stretch it. So I wouldn't put VIP 17 in there. But $100 Crystal Mega Pack, I think this is this $100 Crystal Mega Pack? Yeah, I think this is a $100 Crystal Mega Pack. So this I think you can afford. So starting from people who actually can spend up to $100 per month, you can start to afford a Crystal Mega Pack, which is a Crystal Pack that will basically this is all the pop-up Crystal Pack bundle that you can buy from the Pluto Mall, and this will cost you like $100. So $100 for every 3 months. I think this is not too bad. Mountain Warfare bundle. So this is a Mountain Warfare bundle. It's $185 that you can spend per every KVK right before pass opening. Each pass opening, you can spend up to like 2 to 3 mountain bundles. I don't think you can really afford this as a big fish if you're thinking about spending $10 on gem supply every month. Save up for a mega crystal pack and spend $5 for this every month. I don't think you can afford Mountain Warfare packages at this point. I think this is probably the earliest that you can actually consider getting set VIP 17 ish. So I'll go ahead and put that. And actually, yeah, I think it's a little bit of a stretch. And sometimes I think also this is a level where you can start considering purchasing VIP monthly, the weekly VIP materials for blues at least, and maybe purple. So yeah, people who are thinking about spending $100 per month. I think you can start purchasing those equipment materials. And starting this stage, I think you can also spend a lot of gems on things like the egg event. But they're not really purchase events, so I wouldn't include it here. But then again, this is where you can actually start to be like low spender. This sounds weird, I know, that if you spend a couple $1,000 in a mobile game and you're considered low spender, but in this game, you will be considered pretty low spender at this stage. But then again, you'll be able to really enjoy the game, I think, as a big fish tier player, people who can spend up to $100 per month. And I think this is where you can buy all those like pop up bundles. I believe there's a lot of pop up bundles that you'll be able to kind of acquire at a very high value as you progress through the game and reach whatever stage that you're reaching, whether that is city hall level or whether that is you're actually reaching certain tech tier. You'll be able to get all the recommend that you get all those pop-up bundles for people who are willing to spend up to $100 per month. I know that it might kind of cost you a little bit more than what your monthly budget is, but then again, you only get to spend all those packages once. So just think of it as you're spending it a lot earlier than you would actually spend in the future, and by the time that you're actually getting those pop up stuff, you're actually not buying all those mega crystal texts usually at those stages. So you can basically afford those at $100 up to $100 per month in average spend level at big fish tier, in my opinion. Now, starting Dolphin level, which is $100 to $500, I think a VIP 17 is uh, pretty much easy to reach for people who are spending $100 to $500 per month. This is where you get the big 5% all damage buff. I don't think you can afford this one right here because I think that comes with VIP 18, which is the weekly legendary material chest. But you can actually get some of the most effective bundles, 7-day subscription bundles at $100 to $500 per month thing. And you can also afford Mountain Warfare, which will actually allow you to stay very relevant, even as a rally lead for some of the KVKs. So this is where I think the Dolphin level is probably the minimum level that you can actually be a rally lead, garrison lead for a server that is competitive. Beyond that, you can maybe consider buying some of those packages that are of high value. Like for example, this one right here is for is the armament, the legendary armament package. But if you're spending from 100 to 500, maybe you may not have enough money because this mountain warfare could be very expensive. So yeah, I think I'll just go ahead and move on to Baby Whale. So Baby Whale, as I said, I was a Baby Whale before I am a Dolphin now. This is where you can comfortably become VIP 18, where you get to unlock weekly 4 additional equipment, legendary equipment materials you can purchase. So that is like about five materials. That is about 12,000 gems that you can spend on a weekly basis, just because you're spending on other things and gems kind of come along with it. And this is probably where you can start to spend a little bit on the daily bundles for daily crystal bundles to go outside your way to become stronger faster in a KVK sooner. And I think you can also afford some of the full packages of $5, $10, the very high value bundles that are available for you at this stage. And outside of that, yeah. So your VIP 18, you can buy all those equipment things from the VIP shop. You can do Conqueror's Will from time to time or on daily basis for like first couple weeks. So I think that's pretty good. And this is probably where baby whales will stop. VIP 18, unless you bought an account, that is. VIP 18 daily, the weekly equipment chests, Conqueror's Will, and then some high value packages that are worth about $385 every month, for the full package purchase. And then as you kind of go into whale mode, I think you can probably become VIP 19 pretty easily at whale stage. You can so at this stage you actually get, I think, 5% extra troop attack. On top of that, it also gets you one transmutation stone every day. So VIP chest does get a huge buff with this. If you're thinking about spending 1,000 to 2,000 per month, I think you can always buy all the like event related flux scripts that will give you value, uh, especially for people who are just starting off season conquest. You'll need a lot of things like armaments related stuff, equipment related stuff, equipment materials related stuff. So that will kind of help you uh, get through the game faster. Reach the level that you want to reach much faster. So on top of the valuable bundles, $385 bundle, you can also buy additional bundles in the game. It's basically what this means. So yeah, I think that's probably where whales of $1,000, $2,000 per month would actually spend the money. Actually, I'll move up the Conqueror's Wheel. Let's just say that you can buy this on daily basis for the first month of entering KVK. And for people who are whales, I think whales actually do spend those on daily basis in Season of Conquest. So yeah, VIP 19 extra bundles on top of valuable bundles, and then buying Conqueror's Will packages is basically what I would envision a whale will spend. Again, I am not really a whale at this point. I was at on a couple months that I play Rising Kingdoms out of the 1,000 days that I played the game. But then again, I'm talking about people who are spending on those money on a regular basis. So yeah, so that's what I would actually put for a whale. So Mega Whale VIP, SVIP is probably very easy for you to reach because you're spending $2,000 or more per month. And then you start to actually spend those money on some of the unnecessary bundles that you have. Those are like things like passports package every month. You max buy those out. Those are like any material, equipment material containing bundles. You buy all of those. And also, you anything related to armaments, you buy all of those packages, daily things. $45 bundle that you get for armaments, you max those out. Equipment stuff as much as you can, you'll max those out. Mega whales actually do spend those money because they want to progress the game faster. Unless you have everything at the mega whale stage, you're already SVIP. You don't really need to upgrade anything that you have for you up to 7 marches that you can have. Then you might not spend that money. But then again, there are people who are spending $2,000 per month on monthly basis, in my opinion, that have not reached that level, and this is probably where they would actually spend the money on. I'm assuming because I've never been a mega whale. I barely been a whale on 1 or 2 months that I actually was heavy spending in the very beginning of the game, and I didn't know what I was doing, and I have wasted so much money during that time. And I hope that I can go back and correct some of the mistakes, but it is what it is. But yeah, so that's basically my tier list for in terms of like what I think will be the best ways for you to spend on Rise of Kingdoms based on your spend level. And I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please go ahead and drop a thumbs up on the video. Leave a comment if you have any questions or comments. And please subscribe for the channel if you haven't already done so, because I think 96% of the people who are watching my content have not subscribed to the channel. So if you can go ahead and subscribe to this channel, I would absolutely love you forever. But anyways, thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you on the next video.